That end, Eric, it just sparkles and sparkles and sparkles. It just keeps going on. So welcome into the half. My name is Aaron Montgomery, and this is Erich Campbell. Eric, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. Busy as usual, but hey, that's the way
No
things
way.
should go. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, this is my shocked face, right? Okay.
This is my shocked face. Yeah, no, I think like everybody, we had a great time with Two Earlier Guys this morning. We had Mel and Kellyanne. We were doing this kind of the quarterly women in garment decorating kind of thing, and it was really cool talking about ways COVID affected things and how they changed and pivoted. I mean, everybody, we're almost getting tired of the word pivot, but it is really what's been going on, and that was really cool. So good morning already on Two Earlier Guys, and I know we've got a lot of good stuff going on today. So excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of women in garment decorating, we've got Christine. Hi again, guys. And I'm pushing buttons today, Eric.
Okay. I almost did it. I was going to start doing the producer thing. You can feel it, right?
Had to put my hand back on the control panel again. And so speaking of that, Christine, she mentioned that, I think they would be fantastic guests on Women in Business podcast that Christine does. So
Absolutely.
Christine, I will make that connection if you don't have contact information for them. So remind me tomorrow or next week, though. So today's kind of crazy for me here. I'm actually going to leave from here, Eric. The second we hit that button, the second that, in fact, Justin says, good morning, you have 30 minutes and go. And it's going to be like legit for me. I'm going to click the button or be clicked on. Then I'm going to close the window and I'm going to open up Zoom because I have a panel discussion that I'm part of over at the Sublimation Summit today. And then immediately after that's over, then I get to do a presentation for Sublimation Summit.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a short break before we get into a mastermind call. So this is, I don't know why I did this to myself today, but hey, it's a good time, right?
Well, I mean, come on. Everybody likes the chat, the half. It's unscripted, it's unformatted, and it means that whatever you guys get to talk about, you kind of take over. I mean, This could not be more of a listener, watcher, regulated show, aside from the fact that you and I are going to just go on tangents.
Yeah, exactly. And here, little secret just between us that are in here right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is actually my favorite show that I get to do. So don't tell Terry.
Yeah, no. Nobody told Terry. Terry's not invited to the clubhouse, and that's not good. I feel bad for Terry, but
we can talk about Clubhouse, but that's
see, I can't do that yet. I am the Android weirdo who doesn't have Apple gear.
So here we go. This is my Google Pixel phone that I'm on. This is my son's iPhone that I have stolen from him, so I can use Clubhouse.
I've got to get on. Every time I see that was like all of a sudden I saw a notification from Stalls saying, "Hey guys, Stalls, we have to delay our Clubhouse chat." And I'm like, I didn't know you had a Clubhouse chat. Dang it! Stalls has a Clubhouse chat. Everybody has one.
I haven't even found their Clubhouse chat yet. So I'm barely on it. Right. I'm just like trying to still figure it out. So anyhow.
Between that and the calls for me to do TikTok, which I still think there may be 1 minute little bits of digitizing on TikTok. I don't know if I can get away from it.
Here's the real deal, Eric, is I will do TikTok, and then once people see me dance, they're actually going to tell me, yeah, you should probably not be on TikTok.
See, you don't have to dance.
Oh, I thought that was a requirement. You didn't have you didn't have to tell me that, Eric. I would have danced and made a fool of myself. And
I mean, I should have sent you the one that I always joke around about is you won't see me do the little cat girl dance. I won't say nya. I will not be. I'm not doing that. There's no thirst traps. There will be no me in dark lighting in questionable attire. No, thank you. The TikTok memes don't have to happen. There's also a bunch of creators. Like I keep saying though, every week my number of subscribers, despite the fact that I have no content, is increasing because everybody knows I'm there but not doing anything. So I know that there's a time at which I'm going to have to. But awesome. It'll all embroidery all the time like everything else, guys. So
there you go. I like it. All right. Ramona says, and that's what I get for going to the machine. I missed the start.
Right.
Well, we're just getting rolling, so you're okay. You're still good there.
25 more minutes.
Yep. Christine says, I would appreciate that, Aaron. I will remind you. Thank you, Christine.
Yeah, you make that connection.
Yep. Frank, again, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in from the UK. And then speaking of the UK, Jenny, hi from the UK. So
hi, happy to have you in.
Jenny, welcome. I don't know if you've met each other previously, but there you go.
Hopefully more decorators out in the UK. I know because I write for Images Magazine every month, I have kind of a little UK contingent, and I love talking to you guys. By the way, one of the cool things about that is you learn that there are just different business segments and different ways of doing pricing, things that we don't do out here. So it was really cool to actually get to talk to UK people about that stuff. One of the cool things about doing Deco Network too is getting that stuff. And I'll say also in Brilliance too, we have a following UK. We have some Scandinavian people who I've been helping out. That's why I've been doing all of the, by the way, also Scandinavian character sets for our fonts. So
There you go.
we have a vocal, small Scandinavian group who would really
well,
like
I know that Scandinavian side of things is completely up your alley too. So just from a personal standpoint, I believe. Am I wrong?
Well, I didn't hear the last little part of that. So
I said, am I wrong?
Oh, I didn't hear the I heard
the first part. I said,
sorry.
The Scandinavian side of things, that whole kind of genre is kind of right up your alley as well.
Yeah, no, people that may or may not know that I spent a little time in Iceland, and that was I love Scandinavian stuff in general. Now I cannot speak even modern Icelandic anymore. My Icelandic and my German are so rusty, it's not funny. I think I could order
you can speak Beowulf.
No, Old English, I could recount like 10 lines of Beowulf. That's all I have left. I can do that, and I might be pressed at one of the. Hey, keep watching The Half. There will be a time where I eventually whip the 10 lines of the beginning of Beowulf out.
Is that our jump the shark moment?
People usually like it. They usually don't leave immediately. In fact, what they do is go, "What the heck was that?" Because everybody hears Old English and thinks Shakespeare, and I'm like, no, it's significantly older than that.
Ramona says, "Giggle," one of my favorites too.
It's a good show.
Yeah, there you go. I love the idea of trying to get the last word in. That's.
You never know which one of us will do it, but
exactly. I'm not sure. Lisa, thanks for checking in.
Awesome, Lisa.
Brian, I kind of feel like this is directed at me, but I don't know for sure. It says, by the time you introduce what you're going to show, TikTok will have cut you off. Not a medium for the talkers. Huh.
No, I think it would have to be like rapid fire slides of something real quick. Like it would just have to be rapid fire. This is what something's put together like. I mean, like I said, with people continuing to ask, I will probably make a couple at some point and just see if there's anything I can really do with embroidery digitizing. But come on, it's rough. It's rough.
Yep. So Frank says, you done it on the take up?
Did I run the Beowulf out of the take up already? Did I jump the shark? Here's what I have done on the take up that I haven't done here. I have played my dulcimer. I've played Mountain Dulcimer on the take up. So if you watch the take up, you've already seen me play folk music. So I can't get too much weirder for you guys. Well, yes, I can. Yes, I can. These guys who have been with me in a bar know that I feel
like that needs to be like a birthday party for me. Eric playing the dulcimer. I think that would go a long ways to making it one of the most epic birthdays I've ever had.
It could be done. I don't know if anybody really wants it to happen, but hey, if there is a venue for that, it would be here. This might be the show that'd be the venue for like suddenly Eric just starts playing music in the middle of the show.
And then for whatever reason, the half becomes 15 minutes. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody just left.
All right. Let's see here. Christine says, "Oh man, I must have missed that one. Sorry, I missed seeing you play."
It's all
Frank
good.
said, "Yes, you did."
Yes, I did. So I hauled out the Old English too. All right, thanks. I guess I've done all of the above. Whenever I talk about my history and kind of where I came from, the fact that I'll just say I'm a failed medievalist because I didn't go far enough with it.
That was a thing.
Comes up, yeah. There's a lot of them. Come on, it sounds really cool to do that for a job, but unless you move certain places at certain times.
Yeah.
Let's say graduating right at the beginning of the previous recession. Maybe not the thing that makes you decide to leave your established career to go run teach Old English.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's get into some things. We've already shared a couple things though that Eric and I should not do TikTok videos because we talk too much.
I think that wasn't just for you, my man.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Aaron should not do TikTok videos because I talk too much.
It's me too. The last show I did was 2 hours. I think that's why I'm getting some feedback.
And then but we also talked about Clubhouse.
Yes.
And if you don't know what Clubhouse is, it is a social media app that is all about audio, and it's audio rooms. Now, here's the deal. It's two things right now that makes it so, I think, popular and interesting for people. Mm-hmm. It's invite only, and it's on iPhone and iPad only. Yes. So if you don't have an iPhone or an iPad, you can't get on it. So it's an app only. And then you have to have somebody give you an invite. Now, it's growing and growing and growing. So I think that will probably change at some point. But they've grown really quick. And then they've also had some really big challenges. I heard about a big data breach not too long ago. Ooh. And so we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. But right now, Clubhouse is one of the hottest things in content creation if you're able to get on in that world. So that's why, again, I stole my son's iPhone to see what it was all about.
Right.
All right. So let's get what Kathleen has to say here. It says, hi, all. Trying to sort through my very first try at patches. Watched your videos, Eric. Super helpful. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, glad to hear that. There's more to come on that for sure. So yeah, Ramona is saying this. So what was that patch thing I thought I heard? Yeah, we're working something out. Like if you've been in my previous patch courses at DAX, you've seen a lot of kind of what we're doing. But the thing is, very few people got to because we didn't get to do that more than once. That's something that happened there. And I'm going to expand on that. More digitizing technique stuff, more stuff that is related around that. And also incorporate some kind of patch sales, patch tactics for people who want to make and sell patches as well as part of it, due to feedback. So this is still forming up. If you have stuff you really want to learn in an online forum, then let me know because we're going to be doing a webinar based on this. But there'll be more to share. And I've been living a lot in patch world for lots of reasons, which will become clear to you in the near future. So yeah, very cool stuff and want to share more about patches. So coming up. Listen to Aaron, listen to me. You'll find more about it.
Okay. Well, let's put something. I'm going to put something in the comments right now. If you'll go to that location, decorators.education /DNLD, but you can just go to decorators.education and then look for the demystifying next level digitizing in the middle, the yellow box in the middle. That'll take you to here. And obviously, I want you to check out demystifying digitizing webinar. But in the green box below that, you can actually put in your information to be signed up to be notified when there are more solid details about this patch class. So
yeah. Like I said, we're still forming it up. We haven't scheduled it yet, but it is something that we intend to do because everybody's been asking. And also, like I said, I didn't get to one of the things that happened with COVID. We talked about pivoting before. Is that some of the educational content that we would have run through an entire year and gotten to teach in person, we really didn't get to fill out or finish. Kind of working with our usual people, and I wanted to make something more out of that so more people could get it, because I was already responding to requests when I made those classes, and now I have a whole host of new stuff. So it's there's a lot going on there.
I love it. I can't wait. All right, Kim Johnson says Clubhouse is a thing. Snow, and then she meant now. Clubhouse is a thing now for sure. Christine followed that up with, I have an iPad, so I suppose I could try Clubhouse. Just need an invite. How does one get such a thing? Christine, go sign up for it. I think I have actually a couple of invites in my, unless they've taken them away from me because I haven't been on in a week or so. But just get on and let me know. I will actually see if I can send you an invite there. That's the second thing that you have to remind me of. So just shoot me an email a little bit later today if you don't mind.
Rip Aaron's inbox, everybody who wants to get
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's fine. I have so many and I'll give them out to whoever contacts me first. So
that's it. I need to get the iPhone.
Info at 2 Regular Guys, Aaron at Montco Consulting, Success at our Success Group, whatever. Just reach out. All right.
You can find him.
All right. So Marianne says, awesome. Thank you. Todd says, on a break, checking in. So Todd's on a break. He's tuned into the 10X conference with Grant Cardone, I believe.
Cool.
Todd, correct me if I'm wrong. So how's that going? What's happening over there? What have you learned? And Kathleen is talking about the patch class. Yes.
Yeah, we will. Like I said, we will talk more. There is stuff that's coming up for that. And kind of like every channel I'm in, there'll be some patch stuff. Any place me from, patch stuff is coming because everybody wants it.
Yeah. Jenny says patches seem to be a world of darkness. So Eric's going to bring the light.
Here's what I'll say about this is that there are a lot of kind of suspicious ways to get them done that can get them done. People are trying to codify the way to make patches happen and to make them look nice. And I'll be part of that noise, I guess. But I will say I'll come to it from some actual experimentation, which I think is good. Plus, we've seen a lot of people who are telling you execution, and I want to get down into some details and digitizing and stuff like that. So cool. I think there's room for all of us. I don't want to cast aspersions on existing classes that are out there. Heck, I've taught all the methods, including the weird plastic patch method where you use a plastic sheet. I've taught all of these things. as they came up. I think that it bears looking into how they work. And if you guys know me, I like to get down to an atomic level on stuff so you can recombine and learn your own methods from knowing how stuff actually works.
Yeah, that's awesome. Excellent. All right. Ramona says green box done.
Okay, we're taking over the show. Let's.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Todd says, I think I have more now too. And then what he's actually watching is Launch Academy Live and then 10X during the break. So he's
yeah.
And then he's checking in with us, man. That guy's just all content all day. I love it.
Education Friday in the real way, man.
Yeah. Tune into the take up a little bit later on, Todd, and you've got the quadfecta. Is that?
Yeah, man. You want to get into the embroidery. Every time you threaten you work with embroidery, I'm like, all right, come watch the show and see if you still want to do it, my man.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So Christine says I'm gonna have to make a list of things I need to remind Aaron to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I've got my dry erase marker and my dry erase board on my desk over here, but
you're doing better than me. This weekend is going to be me doing the big calendar review again because I've got a lot of things that need to get pushed forward. And so everybody who I owe stuff to, I am thinking about it. Believe me, I'm here.
my note to self: get in front of Eric this weekend so I can get on the list.
Good. Yeah, it's a good chance. This weekend will be when I'm catching up. So yeah.
Missy says ready for patch class.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny says I bought is that Marrow? Is that
Marrow machine? Yeah, that's
Marrow
the classic
machine
edging machine.
Okay. She says I bought a Marrow machine last year, and it seemed to be that there wasn't a lot of help about using it.
Now, and I'm going to be honest. I'm teaching the patches on the embroidery machine, not marrowed.
Okay.
I'll be honest and say because marrowing is a manual thing, and the Marrow machines are usually fairly expensive, so not a lot of people are getting them yet. I'm doing small run patch stuff. Small run to medium run patch stuff on your embroidery machine without a Marrow machine because so few people have them. Though I will agree to that. When I've seen people working with Marrow machines, they're putting things together from YouTube. Now, the company is a wonderful company that's been around forever. That technology has not changed in 100 years. But every time I see somebody working on it, they're always like watching YouTube videos of more steady operators and just having to do a lot of work to get it done. That's why I do actually want to teach faux marrow and other techniques to edge patches because really it's hand work and it takes a hand to get it done. Like you have to learn how to operate it.
Got it.
Can be super fast way to edge patches. It's the classic edge we all know, but Marrow machines are a little hard to operate. And I'll say guys at the Embroidery Nerd have talked about it a lot because a lot of them actually have Marrow machines. If you end up doing tons of standard shape patches down the road, you may go Marrow machine because it's just real fast to throw an edge on stuff. But for a lot of people, it hasn't been the easiest transition to be overlock edging things by hand. If you can imagine a surging sewing machine, Aaron, I don't know how familiar you are with these. It's just an overlock edge machine that you're running through. I think some banner people use overlock machines too, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And then did a lot of work in the cut and sew world.
Oh, of course.
So
then
going on there. Sure.
Of course, dude, sublimation. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
no, totally. But yeah, overlock, kind of like a standard overlock machine with a very tight, specific stitch that does that marrowing, and it is hand guided, which means that if you don't have a steady, skilled hand, marrowing machines cannot be your best friend.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good information. Excellent. Right. Marianne says I bought twill in a lot of colors to have on hand to create when folks ask for them. So
I love patches. And speaking of sublimation, this is another thing I love to do is to combine sublimation and embroidery with patches because most patches are done on polyester twill. So I've done a ton of sublimated patches, either patch blanks. I actually have like patch blanks literally here sitting around with me because we've been discussing this stuff. Either sublimating patch blanks that have edges already on them. You can make it work. It's not easy. And with colors, it gets messy. But love doing that. And also just sublimating polyester material and edging it either on an embroidery machine or a Marrow. You can get a lot of color and a nice non-sized item. Boy, do people love a good non-sized item to sell. And actually, when you're ganging them up tons at a time, you can make some money on patches. Really,
that's awesome. Cool.
Be surprised. So yeah,
cool. And then Kathleen says, "Oh, I have Marrow MV."
See, you don't necessarily have to. Like I said, keep watching my space in the months to come. You don't necessarily have to. But marrowing machines are really cool. I'm not going to say there's no place for them. Obviously, that is the fast way to handle normal shapes. But there's some stuff we can do.
Cool. I love it. So Todd says our someday is now totally getting added to the mix. So those aren't familiar. Todd does a couple programs that he's my co-founder with our success group. and he does it Tuesdays with Todd, and always over his shoulder, I think it's normally over this shoulder, he's got a little picture frame that's got a different saying in it. So my favorite one was the stop making excuses, all those kinds of great things. So our someday is now. I like that. We'll look for that over his shoulder on that.
I feel mildly called out.
All right. So Kathleen says, me too. Jenny says, just recently, there's been a whole load of videos popped up. So I'm trying to get on top of it.
Yeah, and I've heard of that too. There's a lot of people doing videos on patches. I would just say, beware, watch, especially I've seen some videos where people are showing the method that they're teaching fail. It's failing in the machine while they're doing it. Take note of this. Take note of this. Realize there's some other ways to handle it. Yeah, I've got some posts up that are helpful, but more videos as necessary.
Okay, there you go. So Marianne says patches come in handy for those that want another design covered.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people don't like to handle that, but there are corporate clients who want to do that, and I'll say uniforming. That's the classic way to do patches. Uniforming often requires patches, so I've done a ton of them for that. So yeah, police, military, fire, and other uniforming, medical, mechanic, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So Christine says, I don't embroider, and I've learned a lot from the take up. So
I feel bad for your ears. I talk a lot.
All good. She tunes into the two regular guys too. So she's just a glutton for punishment.
Totally.
So Todd says, there's a 97% chance I will never get into embroidery for production. Now, just to learn to be able to understand, that's a better possibility. So I guess what he's saying there, Eric, is you should send him a packet of Kool-Aid because there's a 3% chance.
I don't stress people to do it. What I always tell people, if it's not your bailiwick, then you don't have to do it. I do really love embroidery. I think it's a really high quality thing. But boy, not everybody wants to do it. I'll give that to people, surely.
Nice.
But hey, if you ever do want to get into it, believe me, there's a lot of awesome people in the community to help you out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Christine says Mero machines do take some training, and Mark's parent company had a ton of Mero machines. Let's see here. This is an interesting one. This is something you learned from Launch Academy Live. Todd says, I've also learned that a lot of people get creatively constipated. So
that could be taken too many ways.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that one where it lies. That's very interesting. Multimedia patches, very cool.
Yeah, no, multimedia patches are awesome. I think it's a really cool way to do that. I mean, and honestly, here's the way I used it. I did a lot of TV and movie production. People often needed stuff on a really quick turn. I would do a faux marrowed edge that I had programmed as a motif. I've been doing that since like 2014. So I would do a fake edge on a patch that was printed with sublimation. From a distance, the edge of the patch and the shadow that casts is all they needed. And then the rest of the color had to be the logo. So I didn't have to digitize everything. I could do, 20 designs in a day, no problem, and get those produced for a shooting that night. So that's where I came into sublimated patches and desktop sublimation.
Cool.
But doing it as standard multimedia, really cool. And in fact, you'll see people doing white polyester thread. If you haven't seen this, dark garment or some sort of layer stitched behind the logo, stitch something in white polyester thread, sublimate on top of it in color with a printed pattern on the thread. Wow. Really cool look. Often leaves some stuff around the edge that you can't really necessarily deal with, but boy, does it look cool. Buzzards Bay, Tom Farr did a really cool piece that I often show where he did big puff lettering for this radio station and then did a like Hawaiian shirt pattern over the top of it. Super cool looking stuff. And it's been around forever. Honestly, I hate to say this. When I first came into the industry, I saw really old school sublimation of it was like tropical birds on white thread where they did all the cool stuff that I like to do, the carving and shapes, but they printed a full color design on it, sublimation. And that was, decades ago, but it was really old school sublimation when it was not available to everybody. But sublimation on polyester thread is really cool too.
All right. So Jenny says, that's where I finally found the videos. I've been doing my patches for ages using the embroidery machine. And I've been really happy with the quality. Yeah. I wouldn't use the Mero for shapes patches.
Especially like small internal corners is really hard. If you have little acute angles, stuff like that. And that's why a lot of patch companies are doing kind of they would do a perfect edge, a cut edge with a regular satin stitch on the outside edge. That's pretty normal for an applied patch. But, people really do like the texture of the overlock border. So that's why you're seeing people doing a lot of faux textures like that. Like I have a sample sitting on my desk that I had, like, literally, this is from 2014.
Yeah.
We're talking about like 7 years ago
That
that
looks like
I
the
started.
take up thing, or not the take up, the half thing.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
When we close it out, take a look. All right.
Yeah, but yeah,
Anyhow,
this
law of
little,
attraction.
you can't hardly see it. I think there we go. Now we got focus. This sample is from back then. I mean, this sample is from my original file. It was like from 2014. It's been done a lot, but it's something that is coming into vogue now, and people are doing different versions of it. And you'll see more of that coming, I think, because patches are just cool.
Cool. All right.
That stuff is coming out. You can't. So yeah, I know people are seeing a lot of it. It's something that's been going on, but yeah, it's a way that we can do things that couldn't really be done well on a Marrow machine.
All right. Cool.
So yeah.
I'm just going to keep going down through here.
Okay,
Eric.
we got some more. Yeah, Michael
Marrow
Downey.
clicker, embroidery machine. That's the large volume patch production recipe.
Oh yeah, no, totally. People cut stuff out like that and then run the Marrows. That's just how it is. You do big spans, cut them out, and roll with the Marrow machine. That's the fast way to do the big stuff. That's why people still do it.
Yeah,
and people like the classic look. I mean, they do.
Okay, all right. And then see what else we've got here. Eric, take a look. But Todd says today is do not negotiate your goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Interesting.
Got to think about that.
Negotiate your goals. Okay. Let that sink in, everybody. Let's just let that sink in for a moment.
Sometimes I like the inspirational quote stuff. I just don't always know. Like creative constipation, I got to think about that. And make sure
that one you have to really kind of.
Here's what I'll say, and this is something Aaron has helped me with the half. We just started, and I'll say I did that with the take up too. And Brian Bailey and Lisa Shaw, by the way, who are both in watching, absolutely suggested to me. They're like, "Hey, just do the show, just do it, put it out there, put out the first few episodes, see how it goes." Here we are, over a year later, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube who are watching regularly. Sometimes it's just to take the step, and that's the whole creative constipation thing, for lack of a better word. Sometimes you just need to go ahead and do it. Take the first shot at it. I know certainly there's improvement you can do along the way. It's a lot easier to steer a rolling vehicle. Yeah, you're not making any progress. Just continue to aim. Eventually, you just got to push.
Yeah. Well, there's a book on Amazon by a gentleman named, and I'll get his last name wrong, but it's Chris Komodos, I believe is how he pronounces his last name. It's called Start Ugly.
Okay.
And it's that concept of overcoming perfectionism. Just start and then develop from there and grow. And I think it's really interesting. So the reason that showed up for me is he's the guy that started this Podfest thing that I was recently a speaker at. And they're the world record holder for the most people at a virtual event. They just had this. In fact, they just broke their own world record this last week, and that was the whole idea. They just they got it out there. They started, they did it, and then there was I think they're still counting it. I guess Guinness still has to verify everything.
Yeah.
But I thought the number I read was north of 5,500 people in this virtual event over the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And no, it's not for all virtual events. They're the world record holder for a podcast-based virtual event. And
still
cool. I mean, they had 300 some odd presenters and community, and people are still talking about it a week later like it's happening right now. It's amazing. So, but it all comes from that concept of just get it started, just do it, and then you can figure it out along the way.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the thing. I need to go back and give credit. The person who first said that I think I'm cribbing from was Sean Wes. If you've seen his stuff, I can't remember his name now. I can't remember his full name. It just escaped me. But Sean Wes is what he usually goes by as his handle. And he started out doing stuff like he was a lettering guy. He was a hand lettering art guy. And he turned around and turned this into business, into kind of coaching, stuff like that, his own kind of empire. He's had ups and downs, which he's shared all of them, by the way. But one of the things he has said is over and over is like, you can't steer a parked car. You chose and you make that turn. The thing is, you're always going to be able to turn and shift. I mean, unless you just buy in wholeheartedly and overspend your way in one direction.